Good morning, brothers and sisters. We are here again at Church of the Ascension, and we have a visit today. And it is with us our sister Mary Waldron.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great being here.
So, we invited you to come here to share your experience at Ascension and to tell us a little bit about you and the things that you do for the community and also in your community. And I know you're going to explain a little bit of this. But please introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, as you said, I'm Mary Waldron, and I live at Asbury Methodist Village. I moved there with my husband in 1999, so that was the last century. So I've been here 20 years, and at Asbury, and I have loved almost every minute of it. It's a wonderful community, and I can't imagine a nicer, more energetic, more delightful way to live this latter part of one's life. So I'm glad I came to Asbury, and then it was because I came to Asbury that I found Ascension. And I've been here now, I guess, Javier, I think I'd say it's about 13 years.
Wow.
And it's passed so quickly. But I came by myself. My husband had just died. And I wanted to get back to the Episcopal Church. I'd been confirmed, way back 1950. I had been confirmed
Seems
in
like
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't seem possible. But anyhow, so I came and visited. And I liked it. And then I came back again. We had an interim at the time. We're between priests. And everyone was very friendly. And before long, I started coming every Sunday. And then I heard about the Wednesday morning group.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know anyone in it, but I came. And they accepted me, and I've been there ever since. And I love the Wednesday morning group here.
Yeah, you're here every Wednesday for the book club.
I love it.
Yeah. So for people that you don't know what is a Wednesday morning, we have a book club, and the group choose the books that we're gonna be reading, and then we discuss the books, and it's a great conversation with people from Ascension and people from outside of Ascension.
Yes, many non-Episcopalians.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful, wonderful mix of individuals, and it's family.
Yeah,
it's my church family, I'd say.
and at Asbury, how do you help your community there?
Javier, when I first came, I was immediately appointed to the board of directors, which we had at that time. And that was a learning experience for me, although I knew a lot about Asbury because I had belonged to an organization named the Asbury Methodist Guild. And it was all over the state of Maryland. And it was to raise money for Asbury, and especially, though, for the people who needed extra funds for one reason or another. Some things just as simple as the money to have their hair done. Because, there's so many things. And back in those days when I first started in the Guild, which was 1973, we had so many people, especially women who were widows of United Methodist pastors. And, they had no money because there were no pension plans in those days for pastors. They didn't own their own homes, so they had no equity in anything. And so they were the ones coming to Asbury at that time.
That's nice.
So anyhow, I stuck with the Guild, and I'm still a member of the Guild. But I did watch it grow from the main building, the main administration building, all the way to what it is now, community, where there are 1,400 of us who live there, in between the villas and the courtyard homes and the apartment buildings and the healthcare center and the assisted living center. So, yeah, there's been a lot to do. And then after I came here, I had been a Stephen minister in my church, and had also been a hospice volunteer. So I wanted to serve, and I did. I started a Stephen ministry group at Asbury, and those of us who had served that way in our own churches. And that was a joy, real joy, and it's still going now under a different name. We don't call ourselves ministers anymore. We call friendly visitors.
Oh, that's nice.
But, you know, it's all-inclusive because, as you know, Asbury is made up of every denomination and so forth that you can think of, Jewish, Christian, we have Chinese, we have a very diverse population now, which is wonderful and rich.
Yeah. It's like Ascension, that we are diverse, right?
You know what? You're right. Except Ascension is really super along those lines. I just kind of feel like we represent here at Ascension what Jesus tried to show us was really the right way to live and to give us the most pleasure, as well as living the way it's good for everybody else too. So, yeah.
Yeah. What do you like Ascension? What do you support Ascension Mission?
Now, exactly what do you mean by that?
Like, why did you, like, when you came here for the first time, what did you stay? And what this makes you, like, staying here, like, all these 13 years?
Well, first of all, of course, I've always loved the liturgy in our church. It's, yeah, that's the only way I know how to put it. I love that. And that is first. And then, of course, is getting to know the people. That's what anything is, the relationships and so forth. I've met a lot of people, of course, at Asbury, too, because I do this. We have a television studio at Asbury. And as a matter of fact, we just got a new set built, which is really it's marvelous. And we had our first opening and use of that set just this week, as a matter of fact. But I interview people here in the community, from the Gaithersburg community, who have people at Asbury are interested in knowing about, and they are interested in what Asbury gives to the community. And so that's wonderful.
Is that program just for Asbury or for the community around Ascension?
Well, you can get it through our website.
Oh, that's nice.
But other than that, it is just a community television broadcast. We usually do our programs on Tuesday, and then the following week they are shown 3 times a day for 4 days of the week, and twice a day on Friday. So everybody has an opportunity to see them, and we call it Asbury View. So that really is my main thing I'm doing now at Asbury, but I'm the host, and I dearly love that. And shows up our community, and people in our community. So I've been doing that, and then we have committees. We have so many committees, and what we call PACs, which are partnership advisory committees, yes, that work with the administration. So that we keep busy with those. They're just many, many things, but that's the main thrust.
And going back to talking about Ascension and the things that you like here.
Yeah.
We were talking before and before cameras about how Ascension is diverse and that you like all these changes that through the years you have experienced. Could you tell us about it a little bit?
Well, I guess the best way to say is, as I mentioned to you, when I first came here, I looked like everybody else else looked like me. And that's not true now. It's wonderful. It's so rich, and it is just like I don't know how to put it, but I am just so grateful for the fact that Ascension is here for everybody, and we welcome everybody, and regardless. And to me, that's what we're supposed to be about, but we seldom are. And I hate to say that, but it's true. We are people who try to sometimes just want to be with people just like us. And we miss so much beauty in this world when we're like that. So no, I love Ascension, and I can't work in it. I can't do the hands-on things I used to do, but I can give of what my means will allow. And do you mind if I talk about giving a little bit?
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Actually, I will appreciate that.
Well, I just wanted to, I was thinking this morning about this, and it all goes back to my dad. And I was a very young girl, probably 7, 8 years old, when I decided I needed an allowance. And this was a long time ago, remember, because I've had my 90th birthday. But my dad said, well, let me think about it. And he did for a few days. And then he said, okay, I have a proposition for you. And he said, it's time you learn to know a little about finances. So he said, I'll give you an allowance of 50 cents a week. And he said, you're going to have to do everything you want to do with that 50 cents. But 5 cents of that must go to your Sunday school collection, and 5 cents of it to the church collection every week. And then that will leave you, of course, with 40 cents. Well, I was taking horseback riding lessons for 35 cents each. So that took 35 cents of my 40. But he said, no, I'm not going to pay for that. If you want to do it, you'll have to pay for it yourself. So I said, okay, that left me with 5 cents to spend any way I wanted. And there was a little store across the street from where I lived, and he had the most wonderful popsicles, 5 cents a week. And that's where my money went. But that taught me a lesson, Javier, that off the top, we must support our church. And I have done it ever since, and I want to continue to do it as long as I live, because I think it's wonderful. By giving, you become a part of, because we're fiscal folk. We have to think of our money, but it does, and it's a privilege as far as I'm concerned, to be able to give, and I'm so thankful that it's the top of all my benevolent giving, and I hope everybody else thinks that way too. It takes a lot to run a place like Ascension.
It does.
Just think what it takes for us to run our homes one way or another. Ascension's a lot the same way.
And I would love to everybody see Ascension as their own house, because it is our home.
Yes. It is
and
our
our
home.
spiritual home, but still a home, you know.
Yeah. And it's so great to see everybody involved in things. And we certainly don't think the same way, but that doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, it enriches it because we can learn so much from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because boy, the experiences, that are brought here in the church, to the church, is rich.
And that's why we do these programs, because we want to get to know better people in the church, Like sometimes we don't have time to talk to them, or like to hear advice from other people about the things that we can do or we should be doing.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here.
Oh, I've enjoyed it. I always enjoy talking with you, and
me too.
And I love coming to the church. So thank you for the privilege of doing it.
Thank you. And I will see you Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you are invited also to come on Sunday. We have 3 services. We have 8 in the morning, 10 in the morning, and noon in Spanish. And if you like this video, don't forget to push the share button under this video so you can share it and more people can see it. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.